Hello, so guys, today's video will be on how to sketch linear graphs. Now, the learning objective is to be able to sketch linear graphs using y equals mx plus c. Now, this is the general form linear equations come in. If they're not in this form, you can rearrange it so that it is in this form, because then the gradient and the y-intercept will be easy to find, and hence sketching these kind of graphs will be very easy. So, for example, let's say I had y equals 2x plus 1. Now, I can sketch this without drawing a table of values. First thing I do, I look at this number, c, okay, and c is the y-intercept where the line crosses the y-axis. So as you can see, it's positive 1. So my y-intercept is positive 1. So I look at the y-axis, I find positive 1, and I put a point on positive 1. Okay, now I look at the number before x, which is the gradient. Now the gradient tells us how steep my line is. Okay, and as you can see here, my gradient is 2. Now a little trick is to write this number as a fraction if it's not a fraction. So 2 as a fraction is 2 over 1. Now the bottom number tells us to go left or right, and then the top number tells us to go up or down. So what you do, you start on your y-intercept. Because it's 1, I go 1 across, and then I go 2 up. So 1 across, and then 2 up, and then I put a point there. Then I do the same thing again. 1 across, 2 up, and I put a point. Okay, I can go back so that I can fill in the missing ones. So I can go 1 to the, because I went 1 right and 2 up. Now I'm going to go 1 left and 2 down. That's that one. Again, 1 left, 2 down. That's that one. 1 left, 2 down. I'll get a point there. And then join these points up with a straight line with your ruler. So I haven't got a ruler, guys, so you make sure you use a ruler. And then there's your sketch of the line y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, so that's how you do it without drawing a table of values. Let's go through some more examples. So let's say I had y equals a half x minus 3. First thing I look at the y-intercept, which is negative 3. So I'll put a point on negative 3. Now here my gradient is a half. That is already a fraction. So I go 2 to the right and then 1 up. So 1, 1, 2, and then 1 up. And I put a point there. Again, do the same thing. 2 across, 1 up, put a point. Now I can't do any more there, so I'm going to go opposite direction. 2 to the left and 1 down. And there you go. So here my line will look something like this, passing through negative 3. Okay, so that is the equation, that is the line for y equals a half x minus 3. Okay, so next one, let's say you had 2y plus 3 equals 4x. Now in this equation, as you can see, the equation that we have isn't in the form y equals mx plus c, because y isn't the subject. Right now the subject is 4x. So all you need to do in this case is rearrange it so that y becomes the subject. So first thing I'm going to do, get rid of this 3 minus 3 minus 3. I get 2y equals 4x minus 3. Now I still haven't got y as the subject. I've got 2y as the subject. So I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. So if I divide by 2 on both sides, I get y on the left hand side, and on the right hand side 4x minus 3 over 2, which I can also write as 4x minus 3, 4x over 2 minus 3 over 2. Okay, I've just put the 2 divide by 2 on both terms. Now I can simplify further. I get y equals 2x minus 3 over 2. Okay, and 3 over 2 is 3 divided by 2, which is 1.5. Okay, so let's sketch this. So first thing I do, I look for negative 1.5 on the y-axis. So minus 1.5 would be here, and I put my point there. I look at the gradient's 2. So that means I go 1 across and 2 up. So 1 across and then 2 up. So 1, 2. I end up on 0.5. Okay, same thing again, 1 across, 2 up. I end up on 2.5. Again, 1 across, 2 up. I end up there. Go the opposite direction, 1 back, 2 down. I get a point there. And then join your points up with a straight line. Okay, so that is the line for y equals 2y plus 3 equals 4x. Okay, let's say you have a negative gradient sometimes, so you might have y equals minus 3x plus 4. So here same thing to start off with. Find plus 4, put a point on plus 4. Now you got to bear in mind here, when the gradient is positive, the lines go in this direction, okay, from left to right. But if they're negative, they go in the opposite direction from top left to bottom right. Okay, so here the gradient is negative 3, so I can write that as minus 3 over 1. So now I'm going to go 1 across and 3 down instead of 3 up. So 1 across and 3 down. 1, 2, 3. There's my 1 point. 1 across, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. 1 across, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Join the points up with a straight line. And that is your line for y equals minus 3x plus 4. Okay. Let's try another one. Let's say we had 4x plus y equals 6. Okay, so guys, I'll let you have a go at this. First you have to rearrange it and then plot it. Pause the video, have a go. Okay, so first thing you should have done, take away 4x from both sides, and you end up with y on the left hand side equals 6 minus 4x. Now, if I want to write it in the form y equals mx plus c, I can write the negative 4x first. So I get y equals minus 4x plus 6. Okay. Now here, as you can see, my y-intercept is plus 6. So it would go through plus 6, which is not on the graph, but it would go through there. And then my gradient is negative 4. So I'm going to go 1 across and then 4 down. So 1 across, 4 down. 1 across, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a point. Again, 1 across, 4 down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1 across, 4 down. Okay, and that goes off the graph. Then join your points up with a line, straight line. Sorry about that. And you get your line for y equals 4x plus y equals 6. Okay.